Hi friends, welcome back. My name is Jennifer. Welcome to my home and welcome into my kitchen. Today I am going to do a simple pantry restock of making some homemade brown sugar. Have you ever made homemade brown sugar from scratch? It's really easy. It's not that hard at all. It's kind of fun and we can get it done in just a matter of minutes. So I'm going to bring you down here with me and show you how easy you can make brown sugar in your home as well. Okay, so I have 5 cups of sugar here in a bowl, nothing fancy. And I have some Grandma's molasses, unsulfured molasses, name brand doesn't matter, whatever molasses you want to use. And the ratio is 1 tablespoon of molasses to 1 cup of sugar for light brown sugar. So if you wanted dark brown sugar, you would double that and it would be 2 tablespoons of molasses to 1 cup of sugar. Now, it doesn't matter to me whether I'm using light brown or dark brown sugar, so I usually make something in between. So for 5 cups of sugar, I'm probably going to add about 7 tablespoons of molasses, and that will give me somewhere in between. If I run into a recipe that I feel it really needs the brown sugar that it's asking for, then you can simply add molasses directly into the recipe, according to how much sugar you're using. Now I've got a measuring spoon here and I put a little bit of oil into the measuring spoon and hoping that will help get the molasses off the spoon a little bit easier. It is a little bit, maybe I wiped a little bit too much off. So that was 1, 2, 3, plus it's dripping in there off the jar. This is a really messy getting it out of the jar. 4. You don't need any special equipment for this. Just a bowl, sugar, molasses, and I'm going to use a spatula. Sometimes I get a fork out because it does create some lumps. One tip that you should always do when you're done pouring your molasses out is to wipe the side of the jar and the rim, because otherwise I think I lost count there, but I had so much extra pouring in that I think will be good. Let me set that there and see my jar now. See how it just comes right down the jar. So you want to take some hot water and a rag and clean that lid, or excuse me, clean the rim of that so that the lid doesn't stick to it. And with my finger, and I have clean hands, I did wash my hands before we got started here, it does come off fairly nice like that. So I'm going to go rinse this real quick along with my finger and wipe the rim of the jar. Okay, friends, I went ahead and cleaned the jar, and you don't even have to get a rag or a cloth dirty. Just put some warm water on your hand and wipe it off and clean it really well. So when you put the lid back on, it's on a clean surface and doesn't get stuck on there. So now I'm just going to, got 2 different spatulas here, and just start mixing this in. And like I said, this is for kind of an in-between of light brown sugar and dark brown sugar. It's your kitchen. You have the freedom and the leeway to do what you want. So if you want to make light brown sugar and dark brown sugar, say you do a lot of baking, then make them both. But I don't use brown sugar a lot. I think it's been probably about a year since the last time I refilled my brown sugar. And so I just use the in-between. And I'll just take a look at it when it's all done, incorporated and mixed, and see, do I want to add more molasses, or am I happy with the color? And you can see how it's clumping. That will happen, and it's just going to take just a little bit of work to get those clumps out. I've even gone in with my clean hands and kind of rub the molasses between the sugar like you would butter and flour if you were going to go make a dough recipe or some biscuits or something. You can take a fork and just smash it against the side of the bowl or with the spatula. And probably in about 5, look at here, we're at like, what, 2 minutes, if even, and it's already looking like brown sugar. We just have those lumps we have to get out. So I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to time it so that you know how long it took me. It will definitely be a shorter amount of time than going to the grocery store. It's cheaper than buying it at the grocery store, and it's convenient because you can make it when you need it. If you just want or need 1 cup of sugar, brown sugar, you can make just 1 cup of brown sugar. You don't have to make a big batch, especially if you don't do a lot of baking or cooking with brown sugar. So, like I said, I'm going to mix this in. I'll time myself, and I'll come back when I'm done and let you know how long it took. And I am back. This literally took me 2.5 minutes from the time that I went away. And oh, there's a little lump right there. And I have this 5 pounds of sugar, all 5 pounds, excuse me, 5 cups of sugar made into brown sugar. It is just that easy. It's beautiful. You may find a lump or two in there. And I'm going to be honest with you, I went in with my hands. I find my hands to be the easiest way. Some people may not like the texture of doing that with their bare hands. Maybe if you've got some gloves, you can put the gloves on and do it with your hands that way. But I just find it easier and faster and more thorough than trying to use the spatula. But I do start it with the spatula because the gloopiness of the molasses. But there, in about 5 minutes, I have 5 cups of brown sugar. So there you have it, friends. Brown sugar made from scratch in about 5 minutes to refill my stock. I do keep it in an airtight container, and I do have a little terracotta round in there that helps keep it from getting hard. It keeps moisture in there. If you have brown sugar that's gone hard on you, you can always put a loaf, not a whole loaf, please don't do that. You can put a single slice of bread in with the brown sugar, and it will pull the moisture out of the bread into the sugar to soften it back up again. They do sell the little terracotta. Some of them are rounds or bear shaped or whatever shape that you find. Those work really well. You just soak it in water and put that in with your brown sugar. And what I'll do is I'll clean this jar out, and there's probably about a 1/2 cup of brown sugar in there. I'll put that in a bowl and put this in here after I clean this out and put what was on the bottom on top. You always want to do first in, first out kind of thing. So if you have stuff on the bottom that you're restocking and putting stuff on top of, it's really best to take that out and put that on top so that you don't have old stuff that just continues to get older and older on the bottom. So I enjoyed spending this short amount of time with you this afternoon. Thank you for your time. I know it's valuable and I appreciate it greatly. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week. And I'll see you next time. Take care, friends.